Everyone, welcome to the Photographer Society weekly blog. So this week I'm going to share with you something that has absolutely changed my business and that's helped me grow this business to help you guys. So ever since I hired a VA in my photography business, it's given me a lot of time on my hands. Well, not a lot, but time to actually focus on my shooting and my editing. And as you know, we are consistently learning all the time because new things are coming out and we want to achieve certain things in our business. So we have that time. So if you find that you are stuck for time because you're doing all that admin work, I'm going to give you 5 reasons today why you should be hiring a virtual assistant and how it cannot break the bank. So let's get started. First thing is a VA can actually take the load off you. So when I say load, it could be anything. Mainly for us as photographers, we have to also do our admin work, following up with clients, client work, contracts, questionnaires, invoice, you name it. So what a VA can do is take that workload off you and also do it herself or himself once they know how to do it. So it's really important to figure out first what's taking most your time. So what's taking the most of your time, what's eating it up, list it all down and figure out, can you give it to someone else? Now, the thing is with most us humans is we want to take on everything. We are not satisfied with anyone else doing the work for us, especially when it comes to our clients and admin work. But the thing is with that, once you learn how to let go and hand it over to someone, you will come across a lot of hurdles. But once that someone understands and you have like a process in place, it becomes really, really easy. So when hiring a VA, depending from where you hire the VA, if we're local or international, both my VAs are sourced from the Philippines. So they are overseas, so obviously their time zone is different. But because their time zone is capable to work with my time zone here in Australia, it works. So both my VAs start at about 10 o'clock in the morning Australian time and finish around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So depending from where you're sourcing your VA, you always want to consider time zones. But if when I started with my VA, she would do all my work, like for the Photographer Society, all the work will be done while I'm sleeping. So the next day when I wake up, those tasks are done. So that's why it's another good reason to hire a VA, because you can wake up the next morning every day and have all your emails sent out and done. And with most systems, you can schedule all these to go out as well. So people and clients aren't getting emails from you at 3 a.m. in the morning. But that's one idea of how you can use a VA. And also most VAs, you have to consider their time zone and how you want it to work with yours as well. Now, the third and most important thing, and where most of us clash and get things wrong when hiring a VA, is we assume that they are, from the get-go, they should know everything and how we work and read our minds. That's not the process. Remember, you are working with them online, if not in person, but obviously a VA stands for virtual assistant, so would be online. You have to actually, especially at the beginning, list precisely and clearly every single task and how it's done. Now, you might think I'm a nerd, but how I've done it is, and I'll show you quickly, that I have listed in Asana every single piece of task. And what I've done is I've actually recorded a screen share video for every task showing my assistant how to do things. Now that I call it my Let's Shoot Photography manual, because over the past few years, I've changed 3 assistants for my photography business. And every time I get someone new, they're good to go. They read the instruction video, the welcome video, and then every single task has a video detailing step by step of how to do it. Now that is a manual, like any work you would go, get hired for, they have a manual of how their strategies and everything works, so they don't have to sit and explain to every employee. Same thing goes for your VA, whether she stays for the lifetime of your business or things might change, life changes, so you might want to hire someone else or even more VAs on board. At least you have that manual and those step-by-step tasks in place for them to take on at any time. If you are thinking of hiring a VA, or you're not sure if you should, and you're still not quite sure what you should do, it's always good, and I do this in my business if I'm hiring someone long term, is I give them a probation period. And that means like a month or 2 months for them to see, it's pretty much for me to see if we are going to be good to work together, like she gets me and I get her, and we sort of understand. Now, I've hired VAs before, my current ones, and they aren't equipped for that type of work, or they don't get the tasks straight away, or they need specific training in something, and I don't have that time to do it. So I give them a probation period where I will see, and enough time for myself and them to see if they also like it as well as me. So it's a good idea that if you're not sure, try it out, give it a month or 2 months, and see how you both go. So in this week's blog, I've created a free checklist, 7 steps of to check through when hiring a VA. Go and download that now. If you're thinking of hiring a VA and I've convinced you somehow, go download it. It's absolutely free. Should be below on top of this video. And also leave me a comment below and let me know, do you have anyone helping you in your business, and what do they help you with? I'd love to know, because hopefully if I'm missing anything, it'll give me some ideas. So until then, guys, I will catch you next week for another blog. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Photographer Society Business Podcast. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, head on over to thephotographersociety.com/training and get free access to my training, where I teach you 3 things you can do right now inside your business to turn those inquiries into bookings every single time, to be notified once we open the business school, which is pretty soon. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you again next week. Take care.